Hey, Zixion Black Wolf here. I'm sorry I haven't been doing many rants lately. I've been doing a lot of tributes, though. But anyway, by the way, on the Nordic tribute, for all who have watched it, thanks for viewing, but maybe you could check out some of my other views. But let's get to the point. Enough jibber-jabber. Today, I'm going to rant on a subject that is really going downhill, more than cartoons, music. Now, for me, music is pretty much one of the things that helps with my tributes. It tells the story. Now, as I said, music has been going downhill. I will start with a brief history of music and then go on to what is wrong with music of today. Okay, where do we begin? Basically, we start out in the 1950s. I'm not going back that far. I'm not going all the way to Sebastian Bach. I mean of when music became something to dance to, something to rock out to, and something to basically just chill to. So basically, I'm beginning in the 50s. There were a couple bands here and there, like the Beach Boys, the Tokens, Elvis Presley, and many others. Eventually, things came into the 60s. Vietnam was going on, and many things were going on. People were getting upset about the war. Those came to the rise of the many bands that were pretty popular, such as the Beatles, Pink Floyd, and many others. Basically, these many bands also became popular as well. Most of the songs in this generation were about drugs, anti-war, and many other subjects. But the music was very good. But yeah, pretty much. Then came to the 1970s, and oh dear lord, rock and roll was coming alive. Bands like Black Sabbath, Pink Floyd was still going on, but Black Sabbath and many others were starting to come out of the underground from Britain. Music, in fact, rock and roll and punk started over in Britain. Many bands, such as Pink Floyd, came from Britain. I'm sorry I'm bringing up that band a lot, but this is a good example. But anyway, bands like Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne came out of Britain, and truly good music was born. Then, basically, other bands came around. But also, a form of music called disco came in the 70s. So basically, you had three forms of music. Psychedelic rock, rock and roll, and disco. But then came the 80s, when things started to become a lot more edgy. Heavy metal bands were popping up all over the place. Bands like Dio, Metallica, Iron Maiden, sorry about that, and many others. And with that, disco died, and rock played its funeral. But yeah, the 80s, now this was the era. That was the era. There was music everywhere, amazing stuff. And there were even there were even bands that were pretty much they were all and gave the rise to female bands like Pat Benatar and Heart. But also here and there you had the edgy bands that represented the era of the 70s, like Def Leppard and Poison and Cheap Trick and many others. So basically, yeah, this is the up of the 80s. Now we go to the down period. We come to the 1990s when a style of rock or music, I wouldn't even consider this garbage rock, came about, called grunge. Now, I'm not a big fan of grunge. I don't like a lot of 90s bands, though I did like Creed and stuff like that. Now, I do like Creed and whatnot, but I'm not a big fan of bands like Nirvana or Radiohead or any kind of stuff. What the heck was that? Oh, never mind, sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, pretty much bands like that aren't really my cup of tea. I'm not a big fan of grunge and whatnot, though I do like bands like Creed, as I said. But also came the downfall of music itself, rap. Yeah, boy, blame me all you want, you goddamn rap fans. I don't give a flying rear. But yeah, now this is where I get really upset. Rap is freaking dominated, and with that came pop. Both are a disgrace. It's disgusting to be considered in music. Nowadays, there are a couple good bands here and there. I like some of Linkin Park. I also like some of Evanescence. Those are pretty good bands. Mainly, Evanescence and Linkin Park are two of my favorite bands. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is good. Now I'm getting on to the flaws of music nowadays. Oh dear God, where do I begin? Now I'm not gonna mention any names, because I'll probably get yelled at, because they'll think, oh, I'm just trying to be popular. No, I'm not. Basically, it's that goddamn autotune. It's that goddamn autotune. I mean, what the hell happened to real no? What the hell happened to using your voice? I mean, for God's sakes, I'm not using any editation in my rant, am I? No. This is what my voice sounds like. But yet nowadays, people have been using autotune, voice editation. It's getting ridiculous. I mean, come on. What the hell is wrong with not just a little bit of your true voice? Is there a problem with it? No, I don't think so. It's not bad. Just be who you are. It's bullcrud. Oh boy. Also, basically, there is barely any rock whatsoever. As I said, there are only a few rock bands that are actually decent, and a few that there are crap. Yes, I said crap in hell. Big whoopity-doo. Sue me. But yes, basically, it's not going. Basically, music has become nowadays. Music has become a war between rap fans and rock fans. Basically, and it leads to flaming issues on YouTube. I think it's sickening that they have to bring up certain singers that are bad in different comments. I mean, yes, we know they suck. Yes, he who shall not be named sucks. Yes, she who shall not be named sucks. But come on! People, enough is enough! What I'm dealing with is to get rid of this bad stuff, just listen to the music you like. Like, if you like rock and roll, listen to rock and roll, but still. Basically, if you like a certain music, if you like rap, good for you. If you like rock and roll, good for you. But come on, people. Enough is enough. It's getting sick and tiring. The jokes were funny in the beginning, but it's getting annoying. And I mean annoying. I try to listen to a good old-fashioned song by, say for example, I'm typing into a Poison song, Every Rose Has Its Thorns. It's got a goddamn comment about goddamn Miley Cyrus. I don't like her either. For Pete's sakes, it's a disgrace to teeny boppers. And I'm not a teeny bopper. But, come on people, let these jokes die already. Let this thing die already. It's getting annoying. Please, I just want some good old-fashioned rock and roll. And listen to it without having to see all these hate comments. Overall, music, as I said, it's taken a downfall. It was great in the past, now it's crappy now. But anyway, now I'm going to get onto the subject of how music is distributed. Music, back in the 50s, you had records or a jukebox. If you had a record player, you could play records, basically. But if you went to a restaurant, you could go to, you could pop a coin in, and you could go to the jukebox. But yeah, that's pretty much how you got music. Then came the 60s, when, well, I don't know if jukeboxes were around then, but records were. Then came the 70s, records still. Then the 80s came, when 8-track tapes were coming around in the age. But records had covers, basically. Had really awesome covers, and really awesome artwork. In fact, record covers are now very highly collectible for the artwork. I mean, come on, that's some really neat stuff. It's just neat. But yeah, unfortunately, then came CDs, still with cover artwork, but the CD was more easier to find, and it didn't rip up as much like a cassette tape. So basically, yeah, it was pretty cool. But nowadays, CDs aren't really bought anymore. Cassette tape wore out long ago, though some people have a radio with a cassette player but you can barely find cassette tapes. Unless you check on Amazon or eBay, but that's not the point. People are always buying music online. Now, this is coming from an opinion of a friend of mine. He says basically that he doesn't like it that people buy music off the internet. Basically, it's just like another track on a piece of device. But yeah, I'm okay with it just as long as you understand good music. That's just my opinion. But nowadays, people barely even stop to see good artwork. It's just all about, I got this really cool song, you want to hear? Cool, who's it by? Who cares? It's good. Basically, if you want to find the band to find more of their music, it's good to know what the band is. That's just my opinion. But yeah, overall and all, music has gone downhill. How it's distributed and whatnot has become really bad. But anyway, I'm Zixine Blickdrolf. I'm signing off, and let the spirit of rock and roll reign forever.